Yo, what's up? Hey, I'm Misaki, the host for Kodansha Live. Welcome to our show. Today, I am super excited to be back and to give you some new announcements. That's from Kodansha. Coming out in fall 22, we got some new manga and light novel titles that's coming out. So I hope you I hope you stick around to the end to find out what are going to be those titles that's coming out and be the first ones to know about it. So, very excited. Before though we get into that, I kind of want to talk more about what's coming out this month or the upcoming month of April. I want to invite my friends Tomo and Ivan from Kodansha to introduce you to some of these titles and followed by some of their recommendations where they look at manga titles they like in depth and panel by panel. So let's check it out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kodansha Live, panel by panel. We're going to be going over all the digital debuting series that are coming out in April 2022. And we have 6 awesome series that we're going to be going in with a little bit of previews as well as an extended preview during our panel by panel segment at the end of this pre-recorded video. And all these titles are going to start debuting April 5th. 6 wonderful series. So let's get into it.
All right, let's go.
First series up. Tomo, tell us about the abandoned Reincarnation stage.
Yes, so the abandoned Reincarnation sage. It's a mouthful, but this one revolves around a young boy who reincarnates one of our the isekai titles that we have, and he is a sage in his past lifetime, but he wants to have his powers for the next life. So and then he didn't know that things weren't going as planned at the beginning, and he gets adopted by goblins, and contrary to his belief, he thought they were scary, but they're actually really cool people. They have a village and everything, but goblins aren't that strong. So his mission is really to use his magic to help the people prosper and grow and teach them magic. And just like the fact that he's like super overpowered compared to everyone, and it's like a video game cheat, right? It's like, hey, you're in this game, but you're at level 100 already, so go ahead and kill all the strong bad guys. And so it's cool to see like how he interacts with people, the goblins, and how also when the bad guys come, they look outmatched and everyone's scared except for him. He's so confident in himself and uses all his magical powers that he had in his previous lifetime. So that's kind of this is a fun another new isekai title that we're rolling out called the Abandoned Reincarnation Stage.
Yeah, the art on this one looks stunning. I really think it will be an exciting title. That's cool.
Yes, and one of the Miraijin A, who writes, who's one of the writers, also does other isekai titles that we'll be rolling out. Well, so check him out. Check this series out.
All right, jump to the next one. The Angel, the Devil, and Me. I believe Tomo, you'd like to talk about this.
Yes, definitely. This is, I guess, the feelings I got is this is kind of a Fujoshi title where the girl, she just happens to be going house sitting her uncle's place and try to keep it low, but all of a sudden she sees a really handsome guy and she's like, oh man, I'm lucky, and I'm this I get to be neighbors with this handsome guy. But there's a twist to it. There's another handsome guy that lives with him, even more handsome. So this is kind of her adventures, and she's also writing a novel, and I think she includes these, her adventures in this novel that she's writing. This is a one volume complete series, so this is kind of a, just a quick read. You can enjoy it, and so I think this is, if you're a fan of like the Fujoshi titles, this is definitely a title that you should definitely check out for yourself.
And I'm going to go into Nighttime for Justice 2 by Maki and Yoshi. this is actually like a super cute that like the main character Miyako Nikaido, she seemingly has social anxiety. It's really tough to connect with people, and for some reason everybody around her just doesn't really remember her name, which, you know, makes her feel that much more invisible to like the world. And one of her biggest sort of distractions is waking up in the middle of the night to go watch videos by the, you know, the banks of the water. She really loves being in her own world, and this world kind of gets invaded by a seemingly popular guy at school who has now admitted to her has been taken over by an alien. And it like at first it's very much like, oh, you're putting me on, you're just making fun of me. And immediately, we're not showing it here, but immediately he just like, oh, do you need to walk home? I'm gonna glow so you can have light around you, it's dark out and stuff like that. It's like, oh no, you're really an alien. So at some point, like within the first chapter, and this isn't too much of a spoiler, they do admit to becoming friends because they have, you know, they seemingly have a connection of like, oh, it seems like he's being misunderstood right now because of being in this body that's not his. And so, you know, she has a lot of empathy for him, and like, you know, people, you know, him walking around in a way that other people recognize, maybe not himself. And through their friendship, it seems like she's gonna get a little bit more social, and he's gonna learn about humans. But the art style is like super cute, and I think that the concept for being very upfront about like, yeah, I'm an alien, I want to be your friend, just sort of gets away a lot of the tension of that, and then just kind of makes this interesting sort of game of Nikaido knows that he's an alien and isn't sure when it's Koga-kun or Chiro-chan, which is the alien alter ego. So it's sort of this budding relationship, not necessarily romantic right now, just as friends, but it seems like it's a story of like her coming out of her shell through the magic of this alien. So I don't know, I think it's gonna be pretty cute. I'm excited for this one.
You're doing the ET thing.
Yeah. I think it's cute. And I'm also gonna go into Irresistible Mistakes. So Irresistible Mistakes, if this sounds familiar to you, it is because it is based off the Otome game, the dating sim of the same name. This is by Voltage. So much like Otome games. The main character, Ayumi, wakes up one morning, realizes that she has had a one-night stand, but you know, the guy is in the shower and she has to run off to work, so she actually does not remember who it is she ended up, you know, having this one-night stand with. And much like in all the Otomo games, you end up seeing a group of handsome men that, you know, possibly were at that event the night before that she might have slept with. And so a lot of the first chapter is this kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, who is it that I slept with? And, you know, how am I going to resolve this situation? And, oh my God, I also work with these people, and like, that's awkward. And what's called, by the end, you kind of find out who that person is. But then, and this is like a little bit of a spoiler, but I think this is the inciting action of the story. She works at an advertising company, and then she's asked to be part of this 4-person team that includes all these handsome men to make a bid for the Olympics. So they're gonna go into a pressure cooker situation where they're all gonna have to work in close quarters, and maybe feelings are gonna start to fly for all of the handsome men. So I don't know. I think this is gonna be pretty fun. The art for this is really good too. Like I don't know. I think there's a lot of neat details, and of course, like the men are very handsome. So very excited for fans of Otome games and dating sims. This is one for you.
That looks fun. So all of them are her coworkers.
All of them are her coworkers. Yeah.
What a nice situation.
I know.
Handsome coworkers.
Handsome coworkers. Love
Well,
to work at a
she
place.
doesn't have any rivals, I guess. All right, I don't know.
Well, I mean that's the thing. What's it called? I feel like at some point, all of these men are gonna start to realize that her feelings are starting to jump from dude to dude, and maybe they're gonna start being rivals against each other to try to be the one true love.
Okay.
For a Yumi. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see as the story unfolds. All right, and we are going to jump into our panel by panel spotlight. In these spotlights, we actually go a little bit deeper into each story and show a few more preview pages than normal. So, jumping into it, talking about the Fable. So again, I'm going to call out that this is 18 plus. Meaning this is about a hitman. And so there is seemingly a lot of violence, especially in the first chapter, which might be a little bit intense for some folks. For this preview, I've tried not to show a lot of the violence and focus more on what the story is kind of actually about. It's more of a comedy. What's called If the Fable sounds familiar, it's probably also because you might have heard of the movie that was adapted for this, a live action Japanese movie that is actually on Netflix right now if you want to check it out. But it is seemingly about a genius or prodigy hitman that after this most recent job, also this is the Fables, that's his the name that they call him. This is the Fables handler, Yoko. After a seemingly like last job, they are then asked by their boss to, hey, you've met your quota, we've had a good year, now lay low. You cannot kill anyone, you don't get involved in anything, don't get caught, and if you kill someone, we will kill you. So a lot of this story revolves around this character getting into these seemingly situations where, you know, he's provoked to violence, or just trying to exist as a normal person without, you know, stirring up too much attention. What's it called? Something that's very distinct about the art style for this one is that it's a bit more realistic in terms of, you know, its representation of people, situations, violence, stuff like that. I think that if you're a fan of like Gantz, there's something similar to that where a lot of the representations of people and actions, stuff like that, look much more realistic, which again, for some readers who might find some violence a bit too intense, this might be a little bit difficult to read. So keep that in mind. Again, 18 plus. But what's it called? Also, I think this is a really funny story. If for anybody who's seen the HBO series Barry, which is about a hitman trying to be an actor, I think this is in that same vein where it's just this person who's seemingly very violent, very good at it, just trying to keep all that in to live a normal life. So this is definitely much more in the comedic realm, and this is a serious humor manga where a lot of it's played straight to the degree where it's fun. So I'm pretty stoked to check this out, and the more that I read about it, the more that I want to check out the movie too. So
I like the facial feature, like the facial expressions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could see, like you said, like the humorous side. I could see that part of the story just kind of hinting here, you know.
Yeah. No, and like I think all the expression, because of they are so much more lifelike. They feel like real people. Which is not to say that any of the other series that we talked about don't feel like real people. I think they do, especially in the emotional sense. I just think in terms of the way they're drawn and represented, like it feels like you've seen a person in real life that looks like you.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
my uncle right there.
Yeah. And I think that adds something, especially as it gets to the later, more comedic bits. Like, oh, this is like a sitcom now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I can see that.
very excited for folks to check this one out.
This one comes out April 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
April 12th.
Yeah. All right, and jumping to Windbreaker. Tomo, tell us about Windbreaker.
Windbreaker. So yeah, this month I decided to focus on Windbreaker. The cover caught my eye. This is about our main character on the cover. His name's Haruka Sakura, and he's super duper delinquent dude. Just moved into the town, and all he wants to do is be the strongest of the strongest, which is it sounds like a shonen-esque manga that you've heard before. And he enters into this high school called Hurin High School, and it's like notorious for like all these delinquents, and they're strong and they beat up people. And he sees these people on the street, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna just beat this guy up because I'm for justice, and I don't want people beating up people that are weaker than them, and then I'm gonna be the top of this school, in this high school. And he meets a girl that works at this cafe. I believe she goes to the school, so she's like a classmate. And she tells him like, oh, you coming to the school, but she warns him like, you won't never be at the top because you're such, you're lonely, or you're by yourself. And he kind of gets ticked off by this, but he's like, I'll show you, whoever, and then he gets into another fight, because actually the guy who he beat up earlier brought some backups, and so he's in this fight again. I think there's going to be a lot of fight scenes here, if you like fight scenes. And also, they also comment on his looks, like he has like different color hairstyle and different contacts in his different eyes, and that's kind of his style. And then he he kind of gets into a corner, and he's like, oh shoot, I'm gonna lose it. But in the nick of time, these people from the high school, I guess they're the senpais, they're the older classmen. You see all 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 or 5 guys. These are like the strong dudes from the school, and they kind of like, get rid of the delinquents that he was fighting. And I'm kind of, it seems like they each have their own quirks. And I especially like the dude that has a lollipop in his mouth. I feel like he's kind of a hidden character, and he has like he might be one of the strongest guys. And so I got feels like Tokyo Revengers feels from this, and that's one of my favorite manga, Tokyo Revengers, or like a shonen manga. And just kind of if you're into that, you're into delinquent manga, gangstas, this is the manga for you. Nice. So definitely check out Windbreaker.
Yeah, that runs down all of the digital debuts that are coming out in April 2022. Again, starting April 5th. And where you can actually get these digital debuts is at any of our digital vendors, of the various ones that we have that participate in our Kodansha manga, including Bookwalker, Amazon Kindle, Google Play, Apple Books, Kobo, Nook, Isneo, and My Anime List. So there's a lot of places that you can get if you have a favorite place to read your digital manga. And again, all of these titles that we've talked about today, if you want to find out more, you can go to Kodansha.us. That's where we have all the information for all of our manga. And we're going to be rolling out chapter 1 previews of the series that we mentioned here in the next couple weeks. So please check back to Kodansha.us to read a chapter 1 preview for free of all of the manga that we mentioned today. And if you're unsure about, again, when these titles debut, keep an eye on our social media. Keep an eye on Twitter and Instagram, where we go under Kodansha Manga for all the latest news about these series and more. So yeah, Tomo, thank you so much again for joining me on Kodansha Live Panel by Panel.
Thank you, Ivan. It was fun
talking about all these cool manga.
Let's do it again.
Later. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Bye, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Yay! Thank you very much, Tomo and Ivan, for sharing us all the really interesting looking manga that's coming out in April. As they have mentioned, if you're interested in checking out more details or chapter 1 previews of any of these titles, make sure to head over to Kodansha.us. Keep checking, there's going to be more updates there. And now, before moving on, I actually wanted to talk about one more thing, which is about the current Humble Bundle deal that is happening. Because this is such a crazy deal. I don't know if you guys realize, but it's called the Award-Winning Manga 2022 by Kodansha, and it's currently up on the humblebundle.com/books website. And this bundle features all the very critically acclaimed titles from Kodansha, as well as some of the ones that actually are the winners of the awards. And the titles include Witch Hat Atelier, you might know Blue Lock, and also the Blue Period, which has recently became anime on Netflix, and the Quintessential Quintuplets. These are all super hot titles from Kodansha currently, and we put it into this bundle where you can have a good chunk of this read all at once. And what's really neat about it is that this is like about 100 here you go, $1,500 value of manga in a whole bundle, and that's about like 130 plus volumes in it. And you can decide how much you want to pay for it, or what format you want to read it in, and also which charity that you want to donate also. We are teamed up with Bink, which is the Book Industry Charitable Foundation. That's our main partner. However, like, you get to actually choose which charity that your money goes to. So on top of getting a ton of manga, you will be doing something good to give back to those in needs. Very cool bundle, and but you might want to hurry to get this offer because it will end on April 16th. So head over right now, Humble Bundle website, and get to the award-winning manga 22 bundle by Kodansha. I hope you get to it in time. And now I want to go into the new licensing announcements. There's a lot of really cool mangas and cool light novels, and other kind of publications that we will be announcing for the fall 22 season. So I hope you are ready. Here we go. First up, so Kodansha is launching a new series of novels, which is kind of like a combination of short story and an art book. It's like a combination of contemporary artists' work combined, accompanied with the literally classic of early 20th century from Japan. The first couple of those series are coming out in fall 22. This one, The Moon Over the Mountain, is written by Atsushi Nakajima, and the illustration is done by Nekosuke. Now, you might recognize this name, Atsushi Nakajima, from the hit anime series, the Bungo Stray Dogs. This is one of the main character's name, as well as his supernatural powers name is this novel. For those of you who doesn't know, Bungo Stray Dogs is it's an anime series that's actually taking the characters inspired and named after the literally giants from Japan, and this is actually the first, one of the first opportunities you get to actually read the novels that was written by the original story writers. So it's pretty exciting. And this story is a mystical tale of a man transformed into a tiger, is rooted to a story dating from the Tang Dynasty, but feels totally immediate thanks to the Nakajima's masterful adaptation and Nekosuke's gorgeous original art. At once lyrical and philosophical, Nakajima's story is a timeless classic now made available to a contemporary audience thanks to Maiden's Bookshelf series. Classic short stories by literal giants paired with a modern illustrator to create a beautiful art book. So no doubt this is going to be a very elegant book that you want to add to your collection of coffee table books. It will be full color illustration, paperback format. The packaging would almost have this like vibe of a vinyl record or something like that you want to have as like a decoration within your room or a wall. So it's really exciting to see this collection coming out. And not to mention that within also in fall there is another book in the Maiden's Bookshelf collection, and it's called Hell in a Bottle. And this one is written by a novelist named Kyusaku Yumeno. His name is also appears in the Bungo Stray Dogs. He's one of the key characters in season 2. And this one, this story itself is really interesting. It's kind of like a mystery, but finding out from a perspective of a confession by the very people who were involved in this situation. And synopsis says that a children's Eden on a deserted island turned into hell as a brother and a sister face an ultimate temptation. Told in epistolary form, this bizarre short story takes in theme of faith, degradation and transgression, and accompanied by stunning artwork. Classic short story written by Kyusaku Yumeno. This artist, the Honjo Toji, is actually a character designer of that game, Token Number. So if you are about very pretty illustrations, this might be cup of your tea. This whole collection kind of reminds me of it's totally serving as like an art book collection. And if you're a fan of like art book / storytelling, like the Colorful Dream by Bofon, it might be in like the same vein where you can actually look at the illustration, which kind of supports like you imagining like what is going on in these short stories. So Hell in a Bottle, that is also coming out in fall 22. Alright, moving on to some new manga announcements. Skygrazer by Masakazu Ishiguro. He's the creator of Heavenly Delusional, and this one is actually going to be a twisted mystery story. It's not quite straightforward. There are weird people abandoned in a mysterious structure called Skygrazer. Some boys are looking for erotic books, space detective, a robot, and then the murder happens. Agent Psycho Sakuraba begins an investigation to reveal the astonishing truth hidden in the sky. So this one honestly, like, it starts off looking like a regular slice of life story, but then it starts to quickly turn into like a mystery solving mode, or like introduce you into like a sci-fi or comedy scheme. And it's actually also neat because you can enjoy it as like a standalone volume. It's just a 1-volume complete series, and it's also a finalist of the 5th Manga Taisho Award in Japan. So it's a really highly acclaimed piece by Ishiguro. So please check out Skygrazer, coming out in fall 22. Next one up. Ooh, okay, Riverous Edge by Kyoko Okazaki. So you might recognize this artist's name. She is a great female creator. Very known for the stories like Helter Skelter and Pink. And this story, Riverous Edge, is about this one is going to be about 6 high school students who are have this complex relationship with each other, and who kind of shares a secret of like one of them finding a corpse near the river, and then they share it with their friends. And from there, it starts to go in depths about from each of the characters' perspective into talking about individual lives. This story, I believe it was originally run in a fashion magazine back in Japan, like in the 90s, called like the Cutie magazine, and it was really sensational. It was like fashionable, it was like gritty, and like most unheard of situation comes up in these hidden like lifestyles of these 16-agers, and it really is gorgeous, told in the Kyoko Okazaki's art storytelling style, as well as the art style. So just a fair warning though, this title is 18 plus title, so be aware. And if you want a taste of it, actually you can see the recent live action film that is actually available on Netflix. So if you're curious about the storyline, what it is about, it's a really masterful adaptation. So I hope you check out the live action movie as well. Next up. Hey, this one is for Shuzo Oshimi fan. So Sweet Poolside is a new work, but it's actually a much older work by Shuzo Oshimi when he was still this was like his early work, and but it has all the essence of all the Oshimi's kind of storytelling style. Is already established by this point, so it's very interesting. And this story is about two middle school swimming club students. They both have problems on the opposite end of the spectrum. The Toshihiko Ota, the boy, is troubled by hairlessness. Like he get bullied by his peers for being like totally baby skin and stuff. And then there's another student, a girl named Ayako Goto, who garnered attention for being too hairy. So totally opposite. And then one day Ayako approaches Toshihiko with a crazy request. Will he shave her body hair for her? Interesting. Perfect example of Oshimi's unique blend of sweet and perverse, this ultimately innocent and charming love story. I totally agree with that. This one is a 16 plus title, so nothing, it's not like super explicit. It's more about the development of this relationship between this boy and a girl. If I remember correctly though, in the New Year edition, Oshimi actually writes like a bonus chapter with his contemporary, like his recent art style. And then even though the setting is exactly the same, his older work and the newer work have totally different vibe, even though the story itself is connected. So I thought that was really interesting. I hope you check out Sweet Poolside. If you're a fan of Oshimi's titles like Blood on the Track, Happiness, and Flowers of Evil. Let's look up the next title. Last Gender. So this one is an 18 plus title too. And story is about this place called Bar California. It's a place where people with different genders, propensity, and sexual orientations gather to find a certain something, in quote. There's like character who's a transgender bisexual, who has been hurt by the voices of the others. A pansexual guy who's looking for true love, and a person who identifies as both male and female. There are as many sexuality as there are people. So yeah, this is a very mature story, but it's actually told from very like intelligent and emotionally intelligent point of view too. And I really like it how each of these characters decides to share parts of their life as well as like their feelings that they may not even share with their close ones at home, or like your friends. But here at this place called Bar California, it's like a total safe zone where you can yeah, express your sexuality as well as like explore it. And the people around are also like doing the same thing. So they're supportive of each other, and each of the each of the chapters look into the life of individuals. And it's going to be, I believe, like 2-volume series, so you can actually just jump into it as one volume, or just complete the series as you go. And yeah, this is a very unique manga, I think, to explore the gender identity in such way for the new generations. So that's Last Gender by Lei Taki. Next up, so good news for the light novels fans. We are launching quite a few new light novel series in fall, and the first one up is Am I Actually the Strongest? We have this title as a manga, but we've decided to launch the light novels as well. And this story is about a guy who was reborn into this world as like a cheat character, where he's like he's born as like a baby who is like seemingly weak, but like he's actually like ultra strong. So like his like level shows up as like level 2 or something, but it's only because like he's off the chart strong, and he's actually level 1002. So when his parents in another world found out that he's a very weak boy, they decided to abandon them. But then thanks to his new friends who he meets in the world, decides to take care of them and take them on into a to take care of them and navigate him through the dangerous world. But luckily, he actually has a very strong magic, so he kind of subliminally starts to help these friends using his power, even as a baby. So that is Am I Actually the Strongest? This is going to be a 5-volume series and ongoing, so it's going to be a series. The author Sai Sumimori. This person won the New Authors Award in the first Kodansha Light Novel Bunko Award in 2011. So this is a highly acclaimed light novel series. I hope you check them out. Next one up. Okay, it's My Unique Skill Makes Me OP even at level 1. What is going on here? Let's see. The synopsis says Ryota Sato gets the surprise of his life when he suddenly transported into another world and nearly clobbered at the hand of the young, pretty adventurer Emily Brown. This new world revolves around defeating monsters and profiting off of whatever they drop: food, money, item, and whatever. Unfortunately, Ryota, he has no skills to speak of until he learns that otherworldly drop luck is bring him never before seen items. Suddenly, his luck turns around, or does it? So yeah, he's at level 1, but then he has this like super luck with dropping these like ultra rare items. So he continues to power up using these items, and so even though his level is at 1, he's like ultimately undefeatable. So that's the premise of the story. And this one is a 7-volume and ongoing series, so it's gonna be a long haul as well. Yeah, I hope you check out the manga, which is currently available from Kodansha.us. And next one up. Ugh, long title. Let me see if I can say this one out loud in one go. Okay. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skills to rise in the world. So this one is starts out as a 35 years old guy who's like totally ordinary guy, who's working at a regular company, and then suddenly he drops dead from overworking. Poor guy, and only to be reborn in another world where he must live as Ars Luvent, scion of a minor noble family and a wielder of a fabulous skill, appraisals. The power to perceive the strengths and ability of the other glance, so like he can look at a person and find out what is like that person's strengths is, and he could give a specific advice to kind of nurture that. And using these skills, he will try to embetter his like territory, and but he only has like he can use this one skill to recruit the most talented individuals his skills can find, and raise up to the new height of his brand new world. So recruiter manga in another world is this title, and that this is a 13 plus title. And funny thing, like every time he sees like another person and kind of analyze that person's like ability, it kind of looks like, you know, and looks and feels like the game Three Kingdom. Like it kind of gives you like these like power levels of their certain skills, which is happened to be this main character's favorite game before he's passing. So in a sense, it's kind of a dream come true. This light novel has been seen by over 30 million people online in Japan, and it has turned into 5 volumes light novels, and it's ongoing as well. So that is pretty exciting. All right, next one up is The Dawn of the Witch. So you may recognize the series, the title from the recently announced anime from Tezuka Production. This one the story follows the life of Fable, the magic student who has no memory of his life before he met the mysterious silver-haired woman in the alley. Now he travels with his teacher, Blue, another student named Holt, and Beast Falling Kudo for special training, but his field trip may not be as routine as it seems. So this title is actually loosely a sequel to the Grimoire of Zero series, but it's set in like a new setting with new protagonist, and but it still has like tons of actions and really gorgeous art, actually, to be honest, and detailed world. So and this has, as I mentioned, turned into an anime that is coming up in April, and we have the manga, but we've decided to actually start a manga, and it's another, that's it, sorry. Gotcha. Okay, sorry about that. So that is Dawn of the Witch, coming out in light novel format in the fall 22. And finally, but not the least, ta-da! This one is the most exciting announcements for me personally. The Studio Ghibli, the complete works, is coming to you from Studio Ghibli. So I don't know if you've even noticed, but like Ghibli has been making 26 movie features, and then starts from the old classics like the Nausicaa of Wind Valley, and most recently they have released a first 3D feature film called Earwig and the Witch, which was directed by the son of Hayao Miyazaki, Goro Miyazaki, And this book actually goes in depth about each of these movies that was made by Studio Ghibli. It goes into the details about the stories, character relationships, staff credits, like voice actors, and all kinds of tidbits about the movies. So very exciting. If you are a big fan of Studio Ghibli like me, this is definitely a must-own book that is coming out in fall 22, and it will be 160 pages of full color hardcover edition, and so it's definitely going to be a nice addition to your collection. Okay, so that was a lot of mangas and books that I just gone through. I want to see what people are saying. Oh, and then before I forget, all these information that I've shared with you today will be on our website, Kodansha US. There might be some more updates, like finding new informations and new chapters and so forth. So please continue to check our website for more information. Okay. Let's take a look at what people are saying on the chat. I saw a lot of very positive comments about the new titles that we just announced today. Let's see, starting with even with like the April titles. Okay, we're saying starting with Abandoned Reincarnated Stage. Trinity-chan said the art looks good and the characters designs are cute. Manga Max says fire looking one about the Abandoned Reincarnated Sage. Nighttime for just two of us. Maka Hia said, "Ooh, that cover is cute." I totally agree. The Albert and says, "Wait, this looks so cute." Has to take a moment there. Irresistible Mistake. Sai Geeks Out says, "I love this so much. This Otome was a blast to play." Cool. The Basil Lake. I really love to see Otome manga. I like to hear the scream. About the Fable, Tiny Lord says Fable sounds like something good to read. Looking forward to it. Definitely, it's like a super awesome manga. And yeah, it is twisted. I told wait, no, the Fable's goat. Yeah, for sure. Windbreaker, actually, Madrano says I'll be reading it. Great. Cake says love the art for this one about Windbreaker. Right on. The about the new licensing announcements. Looks like people are excited about the Maiden's Bookshelf series. They said Kazuo says about The Moon Over the Mountain. Any novel published by Kodansha English is a day one buy in my book. Thank you very much. Hell in the Bottle. Hazel Never Talks is yo Kyusaku Yumeno, so he does talk. Hell, yeah, it looks like a lot of people are excited about this one. I'm actually pogging right now. The Skygrazer, ooh, definitely interested in this one, says Matt. Let's see, it's looking good. Shay Geeks Out says it's looking good. River's Edge, love this manga. Oh my god, thank you for knowing that title. It is in fact one of like the top manga from the 90s. Okazaki's book for sure. River's Edge is, yeah, everybody's hitting that one. Looking amazing and messy. It is messy. Yeah, crazy story, and I really love that story. Sweet Poolside. Romeo, let's go. Yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of loves on Oshimi's work. New Oshimi works, let's go! That boots Tempest. Um, Good titles. Uchiyo Shelf. Kodansha's really out here slinging gold today. We love to see it. Oh, thank you so much. Last Gender. This one has good responses too. LGBTQ represent. Let's go. Says Trackballs. Bless you, Kodansha, for bringing queer manga without depth to it, with depth to it. Yeah, I think so. This one goes into like gender more than most manga series, and it's like quite unique. So I'm looking forward to the manga Last Gender. About the reincarnate aristocrats. I'm loving these announcements. Thank you very much. Ghibli, yay! Yeah, Ghibli for the win. This is pretty cool. Whoa! I see a lot of excitement and exclamations and screaming. So I guess I'll take that as a good news, everyone. So thanks for sticking with us throughout the licensing announcements. Before I close out, I wanted to mention that there's a special event that is happening tomorrow, March 24th. We will be having a premiere of Bryce Peppenberg interview. As you know, he is the voice actor of Eren from Attack on Titan, and we will be talking about the conclusion of Attack on Titan. So I'll give you the first sneak peek to this interview, special interview. Check this out. Oh, whoops.
I'm Bryce Peppenberg, the English voice of Eren Yeager. It's beautiful. I was just reminiscing all the moments in the show. It was really cool to just relive those moments kind of all together. I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful gallery.
Yay! So that will be premiering tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Kodansha YouTube channel. So I hope you get to tune in and watch it together. All right, so that is all for today. I hope you had a good time, and I wanna hear what you guys think about this episode. So please write comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't be missing out on the future announcement from us. And I hope you can join us the next time we have Kodansha Live. But for this time around, I'll see you next time. Peace.